Greetings, Earthlings.
Warning, the following program contains strong Black first opinion about mature and strong subject matter that affects Black America and the diaspora as a whole. Listen at your own risk, you sissy.
Grand Rising All, you are listening to the one and only Be One or None. Good morning from Africatown, Los Angeles.
Yeah, the double mash. Yeah, the double mash. Grand Rising, everyone.
Hello.
Peace, peace,
Grand
peace.
Rising.
The crew is here.
You are tuned in to the Good Morning from Africatown, Los Angeles primetime show. Queen Tina Berry, you there? Straight no chaser with the Queen, you there?
That's all. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Go ahead, y'all. Introduce.
All right, awesome. You are here with the crew. Most of us are here, not all of us. Tina Berry, straight no chaser with the Queen. We've got Kathy B in the house, Queen Kathy B. We've got Queen Lynn, aka Black Love 17. We've got King D Mays with Mind Games Uncut, and myself, Queen G, with Clearest Conscience. Happy to be here with you all. Make sure you all hit the like button, subscribe if you have not, and share. We promise, you hear my dog in the background, we promise we're going to be as respectful as possible. We're going to be logical and break things down. We have our own opinions and our own thought processes, but we want you to connect with us. Share your thoughts. If you disagree, respectfully do so. If you agree, whatever it is, put in the comments section. Engage with us because we're here to talk about, the topic is Hollywood's theft, how white culture profits from Black innovation. So make sure you all subscribe because, of course, we're here for a limited time, and this rabbit hole goes so deep. So subscribe, like, and follow so we can keep up with this conversation because we're just getting started.
Yes, as we get started, what prompted me to do this is I seen it was a TikToker. She's of course from Africa, and she says she's Sudanese, and she's talking about how the Avatar movie, how Hollywood does what Hollywood does. They're always culture appropriating Black people all over the world, and basically she's saying that I wish I'm gonna play it and you can hear for your own words. So let me play this, and then I'm gonna talk about how we in America, you know, how we've been culture appropriated by whites, by Hollywood. We're portrayed, the way they want everyone to see us, and we don't benefit off of nothing that we've invented. We don't benefit off our culture, but yet they are the only ones that get rich. I mean, nobody is stopping them. They just invade everybody, all melanated people's faces and make it their own. So let me play this. Of course, we're gonna put up the Fair Act, and then I'm gonna play this video. One moment. Now, this is what prompted me, and then I went through and I was trying to get more videos, but just think of, one moment, y'all, one moment.
While you are waiting, make sure you subscribe, like, and share, please and thank you. And again, comment section. And let us know what you all think about what's going on in Hollywood. A lot of things going on, a lot of downfalls, and we just keep watching these things. And it's interesting. We're going to talk about this, but I think a lot of times this appropriation thing is happening because, the saying is, people only do what they're allowed to do, right? So a lot of this we're docile and complacent to. Let me stop my dog. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sitting outside, you all, trying to soak up the vitamin D. You all soak up the natural vitamin D. But yeah, a lot of us are complacent with what's going on, and we have these conversations. But the United Empires
Okay,
of the
I'm
People
back.
line is certainly about action, so
Sorry.
and
Go ahead.
solutions.
Go ahead,
So go
Queen.
ahead,
Finish
Queen.
saying what you're
No,
saying.
go ahead.
And
I
just
was
held
just
it
filling the
down,
space.
please.
Go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
Queen.
Yes.
Loud and
Okay,
clear.
I'm getting ready to. I'm gonna play this and then let y'all
Okay,
have
I
it.
just have to get this off of my chest. The Avatar franchise is 100% based off of South Sudanese people. Literally, phenotypically taken from us. Tall, lanky, dark, ethereal, otherworldly. We're not called blue-black for no reason. Names like this new character, Barang. Meanwhile, our homies on the block are called Garang. Gatluak. You've got the Acholi, like Suli. It's not just the Aduts and the Anoks, because when you hear the language of the Na'avi, at least as a South Sudanese person, you're like, Aiwa, manangachwak, which sounds mad familiar, right? Yeah. And we've been covering ourselves in ash for centuries. It's a tradition shaped by our climate and cattle herding cultural practices. All of our style clothing and drip down to the jewelry brought. This man is who they archetyped for sure. Because wouldn't it be weird to see a movie with a bunch of blonde-haired, blue-eyed, tall people with axes and hammers living on boats as a way of life and not give a nod to, like, Viking culture? And you might think, like, why does any of this matter? It's all made up anyway. Well, Kat, no, it's not. You're actually telling the story of real people, like Pocahontas. It's fiction rooted in real people, which in this case erases those people from any credit of their own culture, only to be remembered through a myth, which is problematic because fiction becomes fact when it's the only version that people ever see. Ask any Indigenous person how real Pocahontas turned out. And as a filmmaker myself, my commitment to the craft is about the truth, because good filmmakers want to tell the most authentic version of a story, even if it's fictional. Exploitative filmmaking doesn't aim to tell the most honest story. They go for the cheapest version that appeals to the widest market, and that market is usually shaped towards the most basic, flattened understanding of a people or culture. So should filmmakers be allowed to make whatever they want? Could Zoe Saldana play Nina Simone? Sure. Would it be the most honest rendition of that story? Probably not. And why does this matter in context to Avatar? Because it takes the cultural and underdog humanness of a place like South Sudan, the youngest country in the world, which quite literally defied every odd to gain its sovereignty, and attributes all that world building to Hollywood. And I promise you that Hollywood is not building the future. It just continues to cosplay and recycle these types of stories, strips them for aesthetics, repackages them with CGI, AI, and then calls it innovation. But this is why I love AI, because it is democratizing means of production. So I don't have to wait for my story to be greenlit. So if you truly love Avatar and you want to support the real life people and culture that inspire that type of storytelling, I would love and appreciate your follow and share. Okay.
That was interesting.
That you see why I went to do this story, because cultural appropriation is real. It's real, and like she said, look at Pocahontas. Listen to how we said Christopher Columbus discovered America. That his story overwhelmed. They taught us in school, and it was all a lie, and they was okay with it. Everybody was okay with it when he never made it to America. And you just basically, until we became adults, we just had to think like, wait a minute, how can you discover something when people were already there? It's just the out blatant disrespect to erase the people who was our ancestors who were already here. And now we're arguing among ourselves that these people brought us on a boat from Africa, and that they brought us here. And then to keep erasing us from here, they went and made the Indians look white. So now we're arguing among ourselves when we have pictures when it's there that the black people were the Indians. And we can't convince black people otherwise. So they told this story of how they conquered Africa and brought people from Africa on a boat. All these strong black people stood there and let you handcuff every last one of them and put them on a boat back and forth, and no, with two or three white men, and no one fought them back. So
Yeah, that
like
was
she
kind of
said,
interesting to
is
think
it
about it.
fair?
Yeah, they was kind of, as you think about that story
Yeah.
about slavery. If you okay, say you had 50 white men, that's still you talking a whole a country, a tribe of people, and hundreds of, I mean, thousands of people against 50. Nah, it didn't have even that many. They didn't have that many men. So even they had the gun. They didn't have bullets like weapons like we got now. That'd be different. But yeah, they had this shoot, reload. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look at all
Okay,
that
so
stuff.
but let's break it down. No, let's break it down. So the example with Christopher Columbus, and I'll be honest, I'm all about keeping it real. So with me at 43 years old right now, like some time ago, I thought to myself, how asinine is it to grow up with this whole Christopher Columbus discovered something? They said he was lost. You discovered you were lost. You stumbled upon, first of all. So if you discover something, how do you discover something where people were already inhabiting this land? So that's the whole that's the misfire, first of all. But somehow, as a 43-year-old woman, I have children, and it was after some time that I had this epiphany. So imagine being a teacher. You're supposed to be a scholar, right? You're supposed to be more knowledgeable and more wise and informed. Pastors, preachers, whatever. You're supposed to be more informed, right? Nurses, doctors, lawyers, judges. But it was some time after my children were older when I'm saying, hold on. How did you discover something? You clearly said he got lost, stumbled upon something where someone else inhabited something, but somehow we believed the truth was there. The truth was told, but it was misconstrued. How does that happen? And that's what's happening right now. The truth is out there, but somehow we're so boggled in confusion and discomfort in the truth. We'd rather eat a lie than spew the truth. That movie, The Help, the whole story with the baking the cake and putting poop waste in the cake, it was kind of comical and was like payback, but like really, we love to eat shit pie. Just put some calories and some fat and some sugar on it and hold your breath. But when somebody tells you the truth, oh, you'll gasp and you just explode with disbelief, opposition, and foolishness. I might be wrong, but your response, I'm trying to tell you the truth. I could be incorrect, not wrong, incorrect, but you're running off at the mouth with no substance. We're trying to tell you what we know. If it's not correct, then enlighten us. But instead, no, who do you think you are? That's craziness to me. That is the problem with us. We see all these motion pictures, all this propaganda. But somebody says, hey, I won't call you retarded. Don't ban us, because it means cognitively delayed. That's the definition. So I'm gonna treat you like you're unintelligible. You're unknowledgeable. Not stupid, not dumb. If you don't know, you don't know. But they put it in the movies, put it in the books, and you still don't want to believe it. I don't know what we want. I don't understand what we want. You want to be massaged and soothed, but you don't want the truth. Because now you're a hater. Now you're a coonin. You're all this nonsense. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. Where's the accountability? That's just with our leaders. Who appointed these people as leaders? Black leaders? Who? Benjamin Crump? Okay. Umar, okay. Who appointed these people? But we're mad at them. Jasmine Crockett, we're mad at these people. We didn't appoint these people. White people appoint these black leaders for the black community. That doesn't make any sense to me. So when we see something, we don't say something. That's the problem. I'm letting my plane. That's so weird to me. I'm letting my plane. Where's the accountability? I'm just saying.
Yes, I'm sorry. I had stepped into
Yeah,
place.
you was
Can y'all
cooking, but
hear me?
I mean, yeah, but like I said, we I mean, that's my whole thing. Yeah, that's my whole thing about the CRT thing. Like, teaching our we should teach our history. Ain't no school teaching our kids their own history. We should teach our history, but nobody want to have that conversation. So yeah, that's why. I
Why?
mean, my thing is too.
Why, D Mays? Why don't that? Why can't we have the conversation? Why?
I'm just saying
Say
the
the
people don't
what kind of
care
conversation? What did you
about the
say? Can
CRC,
y'all
the
hear me?
CRT thing, the critical race theory about our history, teaching our histories, in school and stuff. I like they don't teach our real history anyway, so we should. I've been telling black people we need to teach our own kids their history. Don't worry about that CRT thing. They never taught real history anyway. You were slaves and civil rights. Hold
Yeah,
on,
if I
you
used to
got.
play football, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm probably just hearing the
Yeah,
last thing
yeah,
you
you
said.
got kind of sound in the back, but I'm saying, pure race theory is not. That's not really. I don't care about it because of that they're not teaching us real history. They teach you a slave and civil rights. That's it. They didn't teach you nothing about after
Uh,
Reconstruction and all that stuff. Yeah,
I mean, why? I don't understand. We're so mad. Our community is so mad about stuff. We're so in disarray, but you're not boots on the ground. Worry causes stress. Stress causes disarray. It causes illogical, emotional thinking. So now I'm in my feelings because white people this and immigrants said it. I don't understand what we're doing here. I don't care what white people are. I don't care what nobody else is doing. Okay. I care about all humanity. I think we're all struggling, really. That's just a fact. Period, point blank. But being black first, for me, it doesn't discredit anybody else because we're all being shammed and scammed. So for me, being black first means that the priority, I'm for man, but the priority is for us to get it together. But what do you say, D Mays? Everybody ain't gonna make it. That's just the truth. All this these wheels turning, all this stress and all that stuff. If you don't want it, if you don't want liberation, you don't want it. I can't force it on you. You got white people and Hispanic people are rallying for the black community. We don't want it, but we keep saying things like, well, that's why I don't mess with black. That's why black people. That's why it's always something wrong with us. There certainly is, but like let's get out of there. There's something wrong with everybody. But let's get out of that. Like, where are we at? Like, we don't have strong men dealing with strong men, strong women dealing with strong women. I don't. This whole dealing with the less stands. I thought about something the other day. This conversation where we forget where we come from. I don't forget where I come from. That's why I don't choose to go back. Okay, that's the thing. If you come from nothing, don't be ashamed to be better than. I'm sorry. I don't want to live in the
yeah,
ghetto. I don't want to live in the hood. If it's a
yeah,
gated
right. And
community, you know,
my fault. I had went out and yeah, you're right. Unfortunately, everybody's not gonna make it. We can hear you now, but you sound distant. Gina. But yeah, you're right though. Nobody want to live in the hood. Nobody want to struggle. Black people, look, a lot of black people are seeing that now. I'm changing my way of thinking of a lot of stuff. Yeah, can y'all hear me? I know I'm at a different part of it.
yeah,
Can y'all
we
hear
can
me?
hear you.
Yeah. I'm changing my thought process of a lot of stuff. Like, yeah, I don't want to live in no hood. I want nice stuff, and I gotta tell people, gentrification only bad. Stuff. Like, I want nice stuff. Sometimes you gotta, hey, sometimes you gotta go up a little bit. You want things. So we had the opportunity to take control of our neighborhoods. We didn't do it. So yeah, that's where I'm at right
And we
now.
won't do
I'm
it though.
tired of
We
this.
won't do it.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me, or do I still sound far away?
Yes.
I'm distant. You gotta get in a stationary spot.
Can y'all can you
Yeah,
hear me
you heard it.
better now?
Oh, a whole lot better now, yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm on my phone too. I
Okay,
try to go to the
okay. I'm
comments. I'm
sorry.
just, yeah, y'all gotta get
Okay,
the
I'm getting
y'all
ready to
gotta get the
play
comments.
another one, but before the like to stay on topic, we're talking about how they stole everything from us. You know,
Hmm.
um, how they stole everything and just their benefit, and then the reason why we're poor is because we don't benefit. Just like we said, I forgot his name. The last name is Crumb. He made the potato chip. It was a black man. He had a restaurant, and when people were waiting on their food, he gave them an appetizer. He came up with appetizers. He gave them an appetizer. He sliced up potatoes for them to eat, and he gave them potato chips as they waited for their food. And how these colonizers did, and it's disrespectful. And they took over potato chip companies that no black person owns, except for now they're trying to come up. But there's potato chip companies been around for years, Lay's, Wise, and they stole his idea and then named the crumbs, the little part, the nothing that nobody wanted, the bag of the potato chip. They named it crumbs, and they named what we eat potato chips. That's what I'm saying is how they stole a lot of stuff from us. And our people are poor because we're not benefiting off of the radiator we made for heat, air conditioner, cars. Yeah, we invented the cars. They invented was joy like I forgot the man said they've invented the mass production of cars. We invented the car. We made the engine.
Dang, man.
So it's nothing that white people have that they made out the blue. They didn't get divine intervention from God. And they say they God's people. If without us, they had nothing to copy off of. And these are the same people that we believe took us on boats when
Who
they were
said they're
saying that
God's people?
they say they are. I'm saying when
Who
we
said?
talking about churches and stuff. But let me say this. I'm talking about churches and stuff. They put themselves ahead. Most of our people want to mimic them. Then we make money. Those are black people that do make money. They're not living to get back in black culture. They're living to catch up with the white men. This is why most of the athletes and stars money run out. Because white people have a well of money that they go into that's based off of everything they stole from us, and we're just trying to live like them. We want to move in their neighborhoods and stuff. That's why I said the all white town, that's fine. Give us all black towns. Get away from us. But they don't stole, I believe, that Area 51 is more than just aliens because they look at everything as an alien. I mean, if you're from this planet, you wouldn't have to steal everything, and you wouldn't have to explore and dig up stuff. If your ancestors was already here, your ancestors, you would know, you would respect it, because y'all would have pyramids and graveyards. There would be no reason to dig up other people's ancestors. How can you keep saying you discovered? If you were from here, then it wouldn't be a discovery. It would be just you were here at the beginning of time like we were. So it doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna play this again. I'm gonna put up this disclaimer one more time, and I'm gonna play something else that just shows you how our people have been left out
Hello?
of things that we have invented. We should have white people should not be the people on the earth with most of the money, is what I'm saying.
These are the
Look
top
at this.
5 black inventions where the credit didn't go to the real creator. It went to someone white. Number 5 is Elijah McCoy, who created a lubrication system for trains. Copycats tried to mimic it, but people asked for the real McCoy because his name was left off patents. Number 4 is Lewis Latimer, who improved the light bulb's carbon filament and worked with Edison and Bell, but most credit still goes to them. Number 3 is Granville T. Woods, who invented railway telegraphs. Edison tried to take credit and even sued him. Woods won. Twice. Number 2 is Thomas Jennings, the first known black person to receive a U.S. patent for dry cleaning. But white cleaners copied his method without credit, and for decades, most people didn't even know a black man created it. Before we get to number 1, like and follow if you're tired of stolen credit being the norm in black history. Number 1 is Garrett Morgan, who invented the gas mask and traffic signal. Cities didn't want to buy from a black man, so he had a white partner pose as the inventor. These aren't just forgotten names, they're stolen legacies.
Do you see what I'm
All they
saying?
do is steal.
Yep. It's in the
The
law.
light
Yep.
that
Be
we use
surprised.
every day that they give us tickets from.
So
Yep.
They don't
Open
give us,
heart
they
slave.
don't, our family is not getting that and they call us broke. The
put
lubricant
this in chat.
and
Do you all
engines,
know who it?
hold on, the lubricant and engines,
Do you all know who it?
they don't give us credit for that. What about, like he just said, the gas mask? This is what the military uses to protect themselves. And no credit. The dry cleaners, no credit. But every one of these inventions is owned and being made. Multi-billion-dollar companies are ran by white people off of the backs of our people. Go ahead, Queen.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say I was the other day. I was, and they were talking about this woman. Her name is Mary Patrice Davidson Kenner.
I
She's a
think she
black
made the
woman.
straightening cone, didn't she?
No, she made the sanitary pads.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, so she makes so, and I bring this up for
And
a
we
reason right
fighting to
now.
get black people in the
I
store,
was
and we got always maxi pad. You know, it goes on. Go ahead.
right. So she made that, and they took that from her, and like she struggled to get the patent for it, and then she turned around and did other inventions as far as women's health, and decided not to stop there, you know. But the thing is, like I said, here's the thing: we don't knowing these things with our ancestry. We should tap into our people. Like this woman, she has legacies. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can benefit from that while we're dealing with Maxi and
What they did was black
Tampax.
inventions. They made black inventions as public stuff that nobody is attached to it. You seen where they took patents and they didn't give us patents. So basically, you just stole black inventions and then you tell us that we're not the original Indians. You want us to connect to Africa, but not to. They don't want us to connect to the original people who invented things in America because they will owe us money. Because the original people who invented things in the air in America, let's go back to Lattimore and all them. We would trace back where did they come from? Because they never said they came from Africa, right? So if they didn't come from Africa and we attach ourselves to Lattimore, George Washington Carver, the real McCoy, and all that, then that means that we would trace our family legacy, and that means that you owe us money. This is why they have us looking over at Africa and not looking here in America.
And I agree with that. And that's what I'm saying. We with our legacies, with our ancestry, we really have to do the footwork, we do the legwork, you know, and not just rely on these DNA, you know, results or whatnot.
Yes.
Understand your history. Our elders are passing. You see what this generation is producing? You know, the baby boomers, like everything's dying with them. There's no legacies being passed down like it should be. You know, so doing this research is going to be beneficial, knowing that who had these patents and like having lawsuits. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be any kind of way, but that reparation stuff, I'm not going to keep having the conversation about it because I just don't see it. Like it's just not. But knowing where you come from and saying, hey, this is my land, like my people own this land, like this is theft, right? Like having stolen goods, people taking your family's land,
Yeah,
that's stolen
everything is
goods.
stolen. But long as we have our
So,
people talking about pan Africanism and looking over there and sending, we're not never. But that's what we're gonna start connecting ourselves. Let's look back at the inventions, the inventors, find out who they are because a lot of these inventions have white people have put their names on them, and then just like the Jack Daniels, we found out that was made by a black man. But what happens? They put their names down on it, and then is a white family is running the Jack Daniels. But we don't know if we're related to Jack Daniels because we're trying to connect
yeah,
to a tribe
Ernest.
in Africa.
So Uncle Ernest, yeah, they did get the family did get start getting paid for it. Uncle Ernest,
But
Uncle
who
Neary,
knows
yeah.
if we
But
all ain't connected? You know what I'm saying? That's just part of
but
the
you all do the
family. But
legwork though, so you don't. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a lack of accountability, you know. And you said something else real quick. You said something else about like aliens in Area 51. I know Eisenhower. And I just put this in the. You all go over to GMF ATLA on YouTube, and subscribe to that page so we can grow that page and have all this content there. But I just put that on that link with President Eisenhower. Eisenhower was said to have 3 secret meetings with extraterrestrials, where he was warned about the state of the world, as far as the world leader. And I believe that Kitty said something about that. That was partially why he was assassinated. Telling that truth. There has been extraterrestrials on this planet. Like I don't know how we think in this ridiculousness in our heads that we're the only beings
the
in the world.
extraterrestrials are the white tea people because we were already here. So we wouldn't have to land here. And the only people taking over and acting like it's a surprise of everything that they're seeing for the first time is them. Because I said if an extraterrestrial came and we were scared of them, what would they be doing? They do what these people are known to do: taste us, eat us, grape us, and
Some
experiment
people,
on us.
hey, some people
And
say
that's
we
that
aliens. Huh?
our mentality is not even on a higher level. You see what I'm saying? So if
Yeah.
somebody came to this planet, like we're like worms, like we the dumbest of the
We
dumb.
looking
Like,
for aliens and they walking right among us. Remember the movie V? And then think
Oh yeah,
about
for
it.
sure.
They have assimilated with us, and who are the people who are dying out? They want to say Americans now, but it was them. They are the ones. If you look at the movie Help, like the girl said, is a lot of truth intertwined with entertainment. The movie Help, and then you look back
all the time.
in the days. They remember the lady kept burying her children in shoe boxes in the ground because she kept having miscarriages. This is why they wanted us to. They babies were born with defects a lot. This is why they wanted the slaves to breastfeed their children, and that's why they always wanted our melanin. If nobody but an alien would come and want to get something from us that they don't understand because they need to stay alive, and it hasn't worked through the years. They hate us, but they will have sex with us in order to get that melanin in their genetic line. And so that's why you have Queen Elizabeth in them. They'll take one real light skinned black person to pass on the melanin. The whole key to life is melanin. Mitochondrial DNA is basically melanin. You just look back, melanin is encapsulated in every cell on this planet. There is an encapsulation of melanin, and this is why they don't want us to know math and science, because if we knew math and science, we're going to turn around like, God damn it, you the alien, because aliens are not coming. That's why they want to admit it. Like, who else? Black people are not coming. Why would we be scared of each other? The only thing they have taught us is to open up the hatred and the worst sides of us. When they say in the Bible that the demons that God kicked a fourth of the angels out of heaven and they fell here on earth, those are the ones that's among us, that's making us do the worst things that humans can do,
I
because
was
we
gonna
weren't doing
say,
it before they came and took rule.
the same thing, Queen. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so with that, like, and again, I grew up in church and I have a different perspective now, and teach its own. But if you think about this, the Christian Bible, it goes back further. It's just kind of reinvented, right? So when you talk about the fallen angels and the watchers, it talks about like with the Nephilim. So take Noah, for
Yeah.
instance. So God allegedly destroyed the whole earth except Noah's family, but he left the Nephilim in the land. The Nephilim were the products, the children of the fallen angels and the women. So think about that. All these giants, and they had to conform the reptilian thing. That's the shape shifting thing.
Indeed,
That is real.
Yeah,
indeed.
but think
That's
about it.
real.
Exactly. Shape shifting, if you want to look at it instead of looking at it in mythical form, how can you shape shift? You shape shift by you take on somebody else's DNA. You take on somebody, these people eat us. We known through history to eat us. Why? Because they wanted our melanin. They act like the animals. They were crawling around with animals. You see that they say that they was what do you call the cavemen? I just say cavemen, all hairy and stuff. They still are
Neanderthals.
being, they are still being born that way. We barely be
They are
born
because
that
it's
way
your
until we
DNA.
started mixing with them. When they said that the angels were starting that angels started having sex with the people here on earth, that's us. They we mixing with them, and now we are turning into them. And that's why some of our kids down the line started getting with this is history. We started picking up diseases, syphilis, gonorrhea. Our
And
people,
it's
you
but
look
it's
at the tribe that I'll be talking about that's on YouTube now. These people been there centuries. The Sinhalese tribe, they've been there centuries. Now all of a sudden we're plagued with all these diseases. I mean, we got to start connecting the dots. If we're looking for the aliens, they're already among us. If we're looking for the demons, they're already among us because only a demon does this to a people that's here. In order for you to stay alive, you're a parasite to me. A lot of them don't know it. I'm not saying all of them, they don't want you to lump all them together, but that is your family history. That's your DNA.
it's your
You came
DNA.
from these people, whether you like it or not. When they first was saying white people were skinny, they were saying white women had the flat booties. Let's talk about what the stereotypes was. Now they walking around looking like us. Now they came up with plastic surgery to change different stuff to look a certain way. They out there bathing like the seals to turn dark, but they're not really. It's not melanin. Just let's look at the pattern of something that doesn't belong here. This like one of them, like the things that they do with the unalive, and then they say they came here and they wanted the tools. How come these people who came from nothing, who was eating and sleeping with their animals, now run the technology? Where did you come from? How did you decide that you can go in the air and create a laser? How did you decide that you want to keep creating weapons to kill? We didn't need weapons to kill. We just needed enough to hunt and stuff like that. So why we have weapons of mass destruction? They have put evil among us.
And it's always been by design.
Why they steal
You know,
everything
that's
from
why I said the
us?
accountability, we
They're
gotta
they
stop.
basically are having
For me, we
themselves a
gotta
good old
stop.
time. And when they're gone and wiped off this earth, they left us with their mentality. If we don't
Yep.
get our
And I'm gonna
minds
say,
together, we will have their mentality and we will finish destroying this earth. Because I said wherever they came from, they destroyed their planet.
yeah, it's like I said, some people believe that we were the aliens and the Anunnakis and all. But I would
I
say
land
this,
my plane.
and all yeah, I'm about to get off. But I would say this though, sharing all
Are y'all
the
there?
inventors I've been sending.
Or did I
Yeah,
lose
yeah,
you?
we hear you. No, can you hear me? Yeah, hear me?
We hear you,
Can y'all hear
Queen.
me?
I hear you, King.
Okay,
I hear
okay,
you.
cool. So before I get out of here, I want to say this like. I know we talk about all the inventors. That's good, like the pattern. I wish the children. So I would say this before I get to the main point. You know, Bruce Beach was a beach in California. Y'all knew about that. The black family fighting for years. They finally got it back. But the thing was, LA knew they didn't know anything really about property taxes. Well, they knew about it, but they didn't know how expensive it was. You know, in California, property tax is crazy. And they were so high that family decided to give it back to them. So what I'm saying, we need lawyers and we need people that know about these patents and stuff like that because if we just going back, taking back what we owed us, there's a lot of property that black people try to get back, but they ain't got their paperwork in order. It's just a waste of time. And I'm saying now, that being said, I want to say this. Now we always talk about the past. We need to focus on the future. I want to see new inventors now. Let's talk
Exactly.
about our new inventors and stuff. Cause like the past is the past. Ain't nothing we can do about it now. We just get to go forward. And encourage our young kids to get in STEM, become plumbers, whatever, and create their own businesses and stuff, and on brand. And shout out to actually black. Cause they really I remember when they started from the beginning, they had a fitness brand, and they actually getting big now. Actually black, and they actually getting bigger now. They connected with black farmers that make cotton, so they can make cotton for their t-shirts, for the fitness shirts and stuff. A lot of folks ain't talking about that, but them guys have really been
Drop that
sticking.
name in
You
the
know what I'm saying?
chat. D
Let me
D
see. Can
Mays.
I?
Drop that
Yeah.
name in the chat.
Let me
And
see. Can I
yes, like
spell
you
it right?
said, and we need new lawyers because these old black lawyers, we used to cheer black people on for getting in place, and we wanted them in places of power in the Congress and the government as in lawyers because we thought they were going to fight to get us our stuff back. They got in and they assimilated. We need the new young people because there's a way to change things. If we can get 100 black lawyers to get together and put their think tanks and 100 historians and 100 scientists get together and then come after a government and say we're suing you because no, we don't know who owned it, but this money, how they keep saying how to pay for reparations, all these tickets that you're giving people because of the stoplight and the cameras, half of that money goes back to reparations pot. All the potato chip brands, everything from the radiator to the air conditioner to the train stations, every one of these businesses needs to give back to reparations, and we're not going to get it unless we get a whole bunch of bold lawyers and activists to come together and go after the government. Because if they can make an executive order to protect Asians and everybody else, they can make an executive order to start giving back and building our black communities and taking these drugs and stop having our kids being stray dogs in the street who are attacking each other. And then it's up to us to get together and start having education for our children. Just like we have football teams, and not trying to be funny, just like D Mays, you have a nonprofit, the boys go clean the streets all the time, then we should have an hour or two a week, or a couple of months where they learn something about themselves, and that takes all of us doing it. And I lay my plane.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, it's definitely needed. Again, I think we have to have some self accountability. I don't care what any other group is doing. I don't have encounters with hatred and aggressive racial. I don't. There's no reason for that. I'm not obsolete from that. But I'm not tolerating it. My goal is, like you said, for us to empower our youth, and it's hard for us to do the youth without addressing these parents, our age, it's hard to do that. So we have to find a medium. We have to find a stride. Everybody's not going to be with it. I have to accept that. I have to accept that, and it's hard for us
Exactly.
for me, I am a kumbaya. I'm going to go the distance to try to save you, but at some point, if it says when the beach says no swimming, no fishing, no boating, sharks obey, and you can't swim, well, ma'am, sir, if you jump in that water, I'm not coming. Swimming, I'm not coming. You can read the sign. If you didn't, I read it to you. And that's where I'm at. But I think we have to push. I know we talk about being victims of the system. I'm sorry, but I'm going to opt out of being a victim. I've been victimized. But I'm going to choose to be a victor.
White
It's not for
victims get
everybody.
paid.
You said what?
I said
What do you
when
say,
white
Gwen?
people yell victim, everybody. I said white people get paid when they victimize themselves. We are victims of white supremacy, but it doesn't mean that we are poor victims and that we're going to stay. Even if we get whole and they give us reparations, is because we have been victims of their lack of humanity towards our race. Being a victim
I
doesn't
think
show
they'd rather
weakness. You
pay.
know,
To be honest, I think they'd rather
that's what I'm
pay
saying.
to continue to be ratchet and hateful. They can afford
But
it. You see what I'm saying? Like with
I think you're
Colin
breaking
Kaepernick,
up.
the whole NFL thing. I'm still in NFL. I don't care what the hell happened, but you got Jay-Z there. You pay Jay-Z, and Jay-Z's paying who? Doing what? Nothing. So no, you can don't
That's
pay
what I mean by
to
black
continue to be
people. We'll
disrespectful.
cheer
You
black
can keep
people
that.
on, and when they get in a position to make a change, they don't. That's why we need a new breed and a new breed of black people. But we're
Yeah,
gonna get
I'm
up
about.
out of
Yeah,
here. We just want,
and
yeah, we're gonna get
yeah, I
up
was
out of
thinking
here.
before I get
Everybody
out.
gotta get up. I just wanted to jump
Yeah.
in here real quick and bring us in and try to get on 2 days a week. And I know YouTube have been making my stuff private for some reason, and I know I'm gonna go in here and check because I could not find the live. But we're gonna
Oh,
get up
really?
out of here.
Wow.
We'll continue this conversation. I think every conversation, every live we have is gonna be up to us to do a call for action and to boost our children to go into being lawyers, to dig in your history, and let's give a history fact, and let's like you say, like you used to do, Angie, have a call to action. So we're
Facts.
gonna get up out of here. So peace, because I
Peace.
think my phone.
Peace.
Good night.